Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am the Motorcycle Rescuer, and this is Motorcycle Rescuer. So let's get one there here. Let's get the carb out. Yeah. There you go. Right, you got it? There should be a big hole in there.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Big hole? Ah, oh, massive hole. Oh, come on. That's why. We've never run. There you go, guys. So there should be a nipple in there. That is the suction feed. But not only that, that would explain why it wasn't running. Imagine all that extra air going in at this stage. To be fair, all we had to do is put our finger on it last week, if we knew it was there, and we would have that would have stopped that issue happening. So I'm going to see if we've got a spare nipple to put into here, and if we have, we'll chuck this straight back on, and there's a high chance that it's resolved or close to being resolved. So let me see if I've got a spare. That's step one. So guys, Gary's right. He said let's just plug it and throw it back on and see it. We have nipples over there. They're a bit too small. Of course we can hot glue them in and this and that, but I've got a new one of these coming. So I think the aim is to chuck all this back on. We'll put some gaffer tape over that, and we'll at least see if we have a riding bike using a drip system for fuel. So let's do that, because that'll tell us in like 15-20 minutes whether whether this bike's good or not. Okay everyone, so this is it. We've got some fuel in the carb. Fuel is on. We've got some power, and it, you know, technically it could fire up and it could idle. If it does, we'll let it idle a little while. It's going to be very loud. The exhaust is on. In fact, nope, I'm going to pause and I'm going to slip the exhaust on. Alright, like magic, we're back with our new slimline exhaust. Amanda hasn't mentioned it to me yet. I don't think she's noticed, even though I've said it. I don't think she's worked out that I ruined the exhaust that she spent ages looking for. But, you know, right, this could fire up. It could fire up, it could idle. This could do anything. It's got fuel, it's got spark, maybe. It's got half an exhaust. Fuel is on. Ignition's on. So guys, it's idling, you know, it's idling, it's running on very low revs, it doesn't like any revs at all. The rear brake's knackered, you can hear a rattle here. It's basically the, you can see it here, but it's a loose, it's a loose pad there. But that's easily resolved once this is kind of sorted. So at the moment it's idling. For me that means the carb's still rubbish, and I did expect that anyway. But the engine sounds healthy enough. Now there's no coolant in here. There's no coolant in there, so we can't run it for much longer than that. But, you know, one step in the right direction now, I think, guys. I think, Amanda, you'll be quite happy with the sound of that. I think we're quite happy with the idle. I mean, the carb looked botched to me last time. It didn't look right. We now know that the engine sounds healthy enough. What next? Do we just test? It takes 10 minutes to put the new carb on. Do we just test the new carb? I think so. Would be nuts not to. It's in the box, isn't it? Huh? This one's got a really weird, the diaphragm isn't right on this one. Yeah. The new one should be, technically should be spot on. And I have ordered a new carb intake, guys, so with the nipple, so that will be fine when that finally arrives as well. Yeah, all right, let's chuck the carb on. That'll be fun. Okay guys, we've got some good multitasking going on here. We've got Gary's changing the carb on the DNA. I'm messing, seeing if I can get some power to this pulse. They're spider houses, aren't they? There's going to be spiders in there. What? Yeah. Are you not? Yeah, me and spiders don't get along. Right, I'd love to know why this doesn't do anything. Oh! You've got power. No. You've got power. No way. Oh. Right, I need the fuel. Oh, the fuel's right here. Yeah. Guys, I don't know what happened there. It was the luck of the, you're not Irish, are you? Where are you from, Gary? Hungary. Luck of the Hungarian. Right, let's get some fuel in this bad boy. We might hear a 2-stroke and a 4-stroke. Although, I have to put... Did the 2-stroke oil pump there? Yes, it did. That's good news. Hang on a minute. We don't need this because we've got this. And there's 2-stroke in there. We've got fuel, guys. At the moment we've got fuel and we've got power, so this might power up, kinda. something went funny there. Maybe the starter overheated. Okay, so it's not quite ready, guys. It's not quite ready. What we haven't checked for is spark. So, in a minute, I'll pop the plug and we'll check for spark. That'll be interesting. How are we doing over here? Changed over?
No, I just took it out. No.
Hold on off. That one, see this slide there? It's not sitting on its bottom. It should be sitting down there,
Yeah. And
it's not. So the diaphragm up here is all messed up. The new one should be much better. For now, we won't connect the throttle. We'll just do it by hand here. So yeah, it's just about shoving it in and hoping for the best, really. And this bad boy needs spark plug checking. Okay guys, here's the issue we've come across. There's the size of the diameter for the DNA 125, and that's a bog standard Chinese 125. That's a bog standard Chinese 125. So that's the new carb, that's the old carb. That's a standard Chinese 125, a little bit bigger, but still not big enough. So that carb's huge. I don't even know if that's the original 125, but also the airbox is huge. That could be a 200 carb, that could be anything. The annoying thing here is, I mean, I don't really know where we go from here, because DNA carbs cost a bomb, and we don't know if, even if I ordered a new diaphragm and a new slide for this, how do I know I'm ordering the right one? I'm going to have to look into it. I thought a bog standard carb. What I'll do is I'll measure, and that's what I'll do. I'll have to measure and order a carb that's the right size, whether it's Chinese or not. Because these inlets, that is a 125 carb, and that's a DNA carb, or that's the carb and boot that's on it. It doesn't mean it's the 125. I'm going to have to do some research on it and see. I'm going to check one more time on this if it fires, because the side stand wasn't fully up, which means it may have not been sparking. I'm just curious. So one more time with the side stand fully up. I mean, it's proper high hopes, but you never know. Could you imagine if it just started? That would be nice. Yeah, we need to check for spark. No point doing that all day until we check for spark. Alright, so here we are, guys. This is where we are at the moment. We're on hold until the rebuild kit for the original tap comes for the ER5. The DNA, we need to research the carb a bit more. I have looked at the carb for the Typhoon. It does look similar, but not similar enough to mess around with. Maybe we could start messing with the Typhoon, see if we get that started today. And so I need to see if there's an equivalent carb for this bike for the DNA. I'm not sure what that would be or look like, I have to be honest. And we're going to quickly check for spark on this and see if it's sparking. It might not be, so if it's not, then that shows us what the issue is, and we can then look into what wires need cleaning and stuff to make sure it is sparking. So let's check for spark. That's step 2 on this bike. We've cleaned the fuel system, we've cleaned the carb, it now powers up. Step 2, check for spark. So guys, the spark plug had a bit of a kind of bend in the top, which means it might not have been seated properly in the boot. So let's try again. You never know. Power. do things properly and actually check for spark. Alright guys, that's me being me. I was like, chuck it back on, we'll try it. Let's check for actual spark.
The spider there, you see it? Honestly, I'm not joking.
It's dead, it's dead. Right, there you go guys, let's make sure we're earthed there. And do you wanna kick it over, Gary? And we'll, don't touch the frame, cause, right, let's see what we get. So it's the front brake only that works. Is the key on? There you go. Front brake, front brake, front brake. Oh, I saw spark. A little bit longer. Oh, don't touch it, don't touch it. You know, you would have shocked yourself there.
Yeah, there's.
Bit more.
There is, I can see.
Hold it for 10 seconds. See, intermittent, wasn't it? But don't press it.
Be careful.
Yeah. Right. It seemed to be intermittent. Right, try again, 10 seconds.
No?
I don't know. It seemed to be a bit intermittent. I'm gonna start doing some wiring cleaning. I think I'm gonna get the contact cleaner out, clean all the wiring, and then we'll see if, because that didn't spark for a couple of seconds there in the middle. I thought. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
You'll see it on camera later. All right, guys. Let's. I'm gonna get some wiring, get some cleaning going on with the coil and stuff. You gonna tell them? We're going to dribble some fuel down, straight down into the cylinders, guys. The cylinder, to make sure that there's fuel in there, basically. We'll do a quick drop of fuel. There you go. Let's punch back in quite quickly. And then we'll turn over and we'll see if anything seems a touch better or not. Right, ready?
Yep.
So it burnt off the fuel that we tipped in there. So the carb is crap. So guys, we took the 50cc carb off the old DNA. It's exactly the same carb. We switched it all over. There should be fuel. What we haven't checked is the reed valve. That could be slowing down the fuel and causing problems. So, but new carb. I didn't put a clip on the fuel line, guys. Let me... I might have a better fitting one. It's a bit rough. Right guys, I'm going to try a new fuel line, new fuel filter, because that sounded alright. 1 minute. Right guys, new fuel line, hopefully less spill. Let's see how easily we start up this time on the button. There's that two-stroke sound we're looking for. There is two-stroke oil in the petrol, so we're okay at the moment. We love that two-stroke sound. Alright guys, that sounds amazing. I've got a lot of two-stroke oil in there. The petrol is literally red. You can see it. Look at the colour. Because it's been sitting a while, so it needs loosening up, but it sounds amazing. Yes, I love a two-stroke sound. Brilliant. I reckon this is a quick little bike as well. I'm going to try and get these less yellowy. I wonder if some cutting compound, or maybe just a clean. Let me try give it a clean, because it's quite hard to see the gauges at the moment. Then the brakes are all seized. They need cleaning up and loosening up. And then it needs its first test run, obviously. So I think I'm going to spend some time on the brakes. At the moment, I'll pop the rear brake off. In fact, should we do one brake each, Gary? If you pop the front off, it looks like 210s there, or 212s. I'll pop the rear off. We'll give them a quick clean. And we'll see what we're working with. But, wow, yes. So far, so good. We heard a two-stroke 50cc. It sounds healthy. I'd like to know what speed it does.